So, Ted, I'm really excited to be interviewing you today, or for you to be interviewing me today. What you do is quite an unusual business, and I think that a lot of people probably find it a little bit difficult to believe the types of returns and profits that can be made from this particular business. So, can you enlighten us a little bit more
Sure.
about what it's all about?
Absolutely. It is an unusual business. However, it's been around for 200 years. Ever since they formed the United States, there's been people that didn't pay their tax. And so if they don't pay their tax, what we have to do is we have to do something about collecting that tax. So to collect that tax, they send a notice to people. And if they don't pay, well, then they issue what's called a tax lien certificate, which is nothing more than a piece of paper like that. That's all it is. And that certificate has a lot of value. So we as individuals and investors, we can buy those certificates and we can earn on the certificate. The interest rate is 16, 18, 24, all the way up to 36%. And so these are very secure certificates. They're actually secured by the property itself. Now, it's hard to believe, but in the United States, there's over 100 million properties, and about 2 or 3% default every year. So there's thousands,
Wow.
there's millions of certificates. So that's what the business is, and it's powerful. And half of the states will sell a certificate. The other half of the states, they'll sell the actual deed to the property. So you can buy either one. Now, if you buy the deed, the actual what you pay for the deed, the starting bid is the back taxes. So you might have a person buying a $100,000 house for $10,000 back taxes. So it's a powerful business. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's been around for 200 years. I teach it in Australia. I teach it in the UK, all the provinces of Canada, all the states of the United States. So I've been doing this. This is my 25th year.
Wow. It sounds mind-blowing. And the first thing I must admit that springs to mind is that taxes seem like such a negative thing. How can the ordinary person make money from something that seems to be a little bit negative?
Well, taxes for all of us are negative, but what this is a property tax. And the property tax is such that it's a wealth tax. Only wealthy people are paying it. People that own property have to pay taxes. And when they pay a tax in, like I live here in Florida, tax is only 1% of the value each year. And so if people don't pay the tax, what would happen if those people don't pay the tax? It causes a real problem. The problem it causes is there's no one to pay for the schools or the roads or the fire department and police department. So this is a property tax. It's not an income tax. So people that own property are required to pay those taxes. And it's a local tax. It's always done at what we call a county level. You might call it a municipality, but a county. And that's who collects those taxes. And they're always due from local people. So you actually give your money to the government. You invest your money with the government, and you're going to get a check back from the government. Now, there's no middleman. There's no brokers. You can't buy them from me. I'm a teacher. I've been teaching it and investing for 25 years in this kind of property.
So, Ted, you said that the government's taking people's money?
Yeah, so what the government basically does is they say, here's the tax certificate. Anybody can buy it. So you can sit in Sydney or Melbourne or whatever, and you can online buy a certificate. And they'll send you online, they'll send you a piece of paper. Now, once you get the piece of paper, there's no work. You just sit. It's a passive investment. 97% of the people will come in and pay their tax. When they do, you get back all your money. Now, I want to say that twice. You get back all your money plus a high rate of return. Now, the high rate of return could be like here in Florida, you would earn 18%, and most of the banks are paying 1%. Or you could buy a certificate in Texas, and they pay 25%. If you want to buy in Iowa, 24%. So they all pay high rates. And when the certificate pays you, basically all it is if someone has a property, they don't pay their tax, the government sells the certificate, and you know whether you're in Australia or the UK or wherever you are, if you pay taxes late, they slap your hand and you pay a fine. Now you're going to be the person collecting the fine, but the government does it for you.
Because in today's market, obviously, there's only 1% and 2% returns from the government. So this just sounds all very sort of believable. But Can you explain a little bit further the security behind it? I guess how that can be so.
Right. A tax certificate is what we call the first lien on a piece of real estate. Now, first lien means it's
Hmm.
the absolute first lien. So it's the government's lien on the property. And what the government is going to do is they're going
Hmm.
to sell it to you. They're going to sell it to you. You
Okay.
just pay someone's taxes. And when you pay those taxes, what they're going to do is they're going to say, all right, you paid the taxes. You now have rights in that property. So the person that owns the certificate can, if they don't get paid, they get the property.
Wow.
Wow.
That's massive.
That's massive. Absolutely.
Can I do this from where I am?
Oh, sure. You can, I don't know what city you live in, but let's say you live in Melbourne or you live in Sydney. You
Yep.
can sit in
Yep.
Sydney. I can teach you to sit in Sydney and on your computer, just start going away on your
Hmm.
computer, and we can access every property in the United States, every property in the United States, and we can tell you everything about the property, and you can buy the certificate online.
Is there enough for everybody? I mean,
Oh my
why
God. Oh my
isn't
God.
everyone doing this? I just don't understand.
All right, here's the deal. The United States has over 100 million properties, over 100 million, and
Right.
about 3% are not going to pay their taxes. So there's 3 million of those certificates. There you go. I mean, it's
Okay.
overwhelming. It's just absolutely overwhelming. Yeah. Okay, so there's two things
Wow.
that can
So
happen.
I'm.
Two things can happen. One, the state could sell a tax certificate. The other states could sell
Hmm.
a tax deed. And a tax deed means they're going
Okay.
to transfer the property to you. So you're going to get either one. So that the power of what we're talking about here is I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'm going to show you a woman investor, and she just wants to buy tax certificates. That's all she wants. And why she wants
Yeah.
a certificate? She just wants to earn an interest rate on her money. So she earns an interest rate on her money. Well, she's feeling pretty good about all that. So she's happy about it. So
Right.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a woman right now that's just buying online. Would you like to see that?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. The first woman you're going to see is a woman that lives in a city that's close to another major city, and she just wants to buy
Yep.
tax lien certificates. So let's watch how she does.
Stocks are volatile. I've lost money in them before. With Ted's program, it's an online program. You buy everything online. I got 48, averaging 8-9%. Some of them are earning 18%. It's an awesome program. It's a safe, secure way to earn a whole lot better interest rate than the banks are giving you at a half or a 1%. The little guy can do it. You can have a couple of $1,000s and invest. Most of the liens that I purchased were a couple $100, under $1,000. So it's a secure program. I wish I had known this years ago.
The next woman that we're going to see also lives in a different state, and she could be just as well in Australia, or she could be in California, or she could be in the UK. She wants to buy online also. So let's see how she does.
I've chosen this as my retirement investment venue. I'm tired of watching stock portfolios and mutual funds go up and down and up and down. So I got online and looked in a lot of different counties to see who paid the highest interest rate, who had the easiest system to actually buy certificates. So I've found this amazing vehicle through Ted's system that where you can buy something that's very high return, 18% in my case, and higher, 36% in some cases. The first tax liens I bought 3 of them for $2,273. I wanted to try it, just see if it was something that was safe and would pay off. I got those certificates in the mail, put them in my drawer, and waited. Next thing I know, months later, I got a check in the mail for $3,159. That was an 18% annual return on my money. It's an amazing world that's opened up to me with this system. And the main thing is I've taken control of it, and I found something very safe with a high return. And I'm going to have enough money for retirement now. I feel confident about that.
All right, now both of those women stayed at home and bought online. So if you can buy online, you can buy from any state, any country, anywhere there's an internet connection. So I teach this same class that we're going to teach in Australia. I teach the same class in the UK. I do it in Singapore. I do it in Bangkok. So you name it. And I'm going to show you all the video that I show you on this interview and the subsequent interviews that'll come along behind it. All of those people will live outside the United States. I'm not going to show you anybody that lives inside. So If I show you a woman making money or a man making money, they will live outside, and I'll identify that so that you can see how true and how valuable this really is.